Hey, beautiful. Welcome back. I hope you are doing really, really well. Thank you so much for taking time to click on this video. And I hope you guys find this video informative, helpful, enjoyable, all the things. Okay. So, hope you guys are doing good. I'm going to start real quick by just cutting her natural nails. We removed her old set. She had those on for I think it was over 5 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. You guys, we didn't do that on purpose. We just hadn't gotten a chance. But they lasted so long. She had every single one still on, outgrown. And we had to remove them. I went down, filed them down really thin, and then we soaked the rest off. And I'm going to go in and do a really good prep. So I am pushing her cuticle back. We're going to expose new growth. I'm going in with this medium to diamond bit. It's going to tuck right into her nail groove. It's going to lift her cuticle, also known as, well, it is her cuticle, but it's the dead skin that's attached to her nail plate. And we're going to get all the way up and tight around the grooves to remove that. This is going to avoid lifting, you guys. I love doing this. I haven't done it in a while. I would just go in with a sanding band, but this time we're like, okay, we need to really go in there and do a good job. So I'm going to do this step, and then I will be going in with the sanding band. It's going to be a fine sanding band by Kiara Sky. If you guys have any questions about what I'm using or anything, please feel free to let me know. Also, I do try to show what I'm using to, try to avoid you guys having to ask. But yeah, so I dusted the debris away. Now I'm going in with the sanding band, and I'm just going to etch her natural nails, smooth everything out, and make sure I have a clean canvas for application. We're going to get into the tip application as well, but before I do that, I think I have time to throw in a question. I did post a community post and asked to ask me questions. It's a good time for a Q&A, right? So the first one, Miss Thing 27 asked if I can do a set with house acrylics. And yes, I certainly can. I do not have any of their products, but yes, whenever I do own some of their products or their acrylics, I will definitely do a set with their products. And so I think I have time for one more. During this step, Amber nailed it 86, said, how long have you been doing nails? So I've been doing nails for, I won't say on and off, for 20 years plus 20 plus years. And what made me start this journey, which was her second question, she had quite a few, but I had to pick two. I picked a couple because there was quite a few. So what made me start this journey? It was really just when I was getting close to graduating high school. I was trying to figure out, what do I love? What do I want to go to school for? What am I going to do? What's going to be my career? And every time I'd go back to the beauty industry. So that's what made me start it. I love the transformation of it all, connecting, beautifying people. I really love it. And I just figured out that it was my passion. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and dust the debris away. And then I'm going to go in and we're going to cut just the dead skin, you guys. You never want to cut live skin. This is just a quick step I'm doing on her. We have this agreement for us to do this, and it's okay. But always look for your rules and regulations in your state, okay? I'm going to go in with Young Nail Swipe, and we're going to swipe down her grooves, get rid of any dust, any debris. It's basically gonna dehydrate her nail plate and also cleanse it. And now we're gonna go in with tip application. These are the Acrylics nail tips, and I'm using that Nail Bond glue listed on my Amazon storefront. And we're gonna just glue her tips. We were gonna go in with long square, but she changed her mind after we applied them. So I just use these, and then we shape them into almond tips. So I will show you how I do that. All right, so we're going to go on to another question. B nailed 6035 asked, do you think it's absolutely important to go to nail school to become a DIY nail tech. Um, so I think it is important to learn more about, like the terminology and the risks and the just basically the anatomy of the nail and everything for you to be putting products on yourself. Yes, I absolutely think that is really important. I also think like if you didn't ever plan on, going to, use it as a career or to not charge or anything like that, it's not necessary. But the question is it important? Yes, I do think it's important. But, technically, you don't need to if you're just doing nails on yourself. There's so much information out there, especially like we call it YouTube University. There's so much information out there, so much you can learn about doing nails and safety and everything. So, but yes, I would highly recommend. I'd say, just if you go to school, it is separate from actually going and getting tested or not tested, but like test for the state board. That is when you get your license. But if you do the time and go to school, you learn so much there too. So hopefully that answered your question. Joanne Leo Aquarius 1943 asks, what's the difference between extension gel and rubber base gel? That is a great question because I was kind of confused on it myself. Not realizing like the base gel is the same as other base gels, but not. Okay, the reason why it's rubber based gel is because it gives like extra support, extra strength, specifically for nails that, like say you remove a set, kind of like on hers, say we removed a set, I would go in with, like a rubber based gel, and then probably go in with her, let's say we want to do a color. So you go in rubber based gel and then her gel polish and then top coat. It will give her more strength. Okay. So that would be her like gel polish manicure. And it'll keep her nails from breaking or being, very thin and bendy. So I don't know. Hopefully I explained it. But it's really good for like brittle nails that are splitting even. And for flat nails, like if you want to give it like a little arch, it's really good. It's really flexible, basically. And then extension gel is what you're going to use to do an extension. Basically, it's to do your nail extension. Like if you're not just going to go over your natural nails, it's to do enhancements. That's the words I'm looking for. Enhancements. So hopefully that answers your question. All right, so I'm going in and I'm just going to blend the tip to the natural nail as best I can without going in on the natural nail. So let's blend those tips in. And while we're doing that, I'm going to answer another question. So Jordan L9904 asked, when you went to school, did you only go to nail school? And basically just some helpful advice on, or she's having trouble going to cosmetology school by her, and it's $20,000. So I think she's wondering like if it's worth it. And so honestly, when I went to school, it was right out of high school, and I did go for cosmetology. I would say if you're gonna do, if you only want to focus on nails, that's fine. Go to nail school. But if you go to cosmetology school, it kind of broadens your capabilities as far as the career, right? Because it's more of like a master program. It covers a little bit of everything. But yeah, if you can't go to nail school where you are at and they're offering cosmetology school, I know it's more expensive, but it is definitely worth the investment. Unless you're absolutely certain that you don't want to do anything with like hair and makeup or anything like that, then that is kind of a tough situation to be in. So I did go to cosmetology school. This will actually piggyback on what Amber Nailed It asked. So that was 20 years ago. I went to cosmetology school, and it was out of the country. So then when I came to the US, obviously a certification there where I was at wasn't valid here. They wouldn't transfer my hours, which I believe at the time was like 1,300 hours. All right, I realized that I don't have the clip of me cleansing the nails again with Young Nails Swipe. So I dust the debris away once I'm done blending the tip. Go in with Young Nails Swipe to cleanse and dehydrate, making sure I have no debris on the nail. Now I'm going in with Prep Bitones and also Ultra Bond Bitones. And I do one hand at a time, so I make sure it's pretty fresh when I'm going in for application. And then I'm just going to go in with a really thin, clear layer of clear acrylic, because we are going in with pigmented color, which that was a whole thing, you guys. But we're gonna protect her natural nail, and this also helps with acrylic nail removal as well. All right, so now I'm gonna continue on with the question. All right, so I was talking about my hours transferring the certification and my hours transferring over to US or to any school or state over where I was at. So I was in the central United States, and then so that wasn't possible, obviously. So some years passed. I want to say like maybe 5 years passed. I or maybe 6 years, I moved to Pennsylvania, and then I had children, and so finally I was like, you know what, I kept having that in my mind that I wanted to do. I did other jobs as well. Like I've done multiple things, but I always had the nail thing in the back of my mind. And there was a school that offered cosmetology and just the nail technician school. And at the time I was like, wow, nail technician, it's more affordable, it's quick, it works for my family. So I went in for just nails. So let me pause real quick so I could talk about what I'm doing in the video. I'm going in with Tone's 100% Kolinsky brush. I don't know if I said that before. I believe it's the number 12. And also the number 160 by V Beauty. These are just pigment colors, you guys. This is from their color collection. I had bought their entire collection, like, I don't know, I want to say like 2 years ago. And so this one's the number 160. We're going to do an ombre. So I'm going in a little over halfway on all of her nails, and then a full nail on her ring finger. And you guys, you're working with these like pigment. They don't, to me, in my opinion, they don't work like, like acrylic necessarily. So if you want to get that effect, you definitely want to add some clear acrylic to it, and it'll work a lot better. But you just want to just kind of like paint these on. You only need a thin layer because we're going to be encapsulating later. All right, so back to what I was talking about with the program. So at the end of 2012, the nail program just worked really well for my family. I was able to, at the time we had one car, so my husband would go to work during the day, and then at night I would go to nail school, and then we would switch. He would watch the kids at night, and then I would go to nail school until I think it was like 9:30 at night. I don't remember. And so we would switch every day, Monday to Friday, and it worked out. And it only took me, I think it took me like 3 months. And then that January 2013, hopefully I have my timeline right, I tested or took the state board, and I got licensed in the state of Pennsylvania in 2013. So I've officially became licensed in 2013. So hopefully that answers both, because I know Amber had asked about my journey, and then now with the cosmetology and nail school for you. I think that if you don't have the nail school option, Jordan, then maybe it'll be worth it to do the cosmetology. That'd be good too. Just my opinion, of course. I'm just trying to answer your guys' questions. All right, so I kind of want to talk about the pigment and then going in with the nude. I will say this, if you use this one in particular, Okay, we did have a tones one that I have been able to like try. It doesn't, the color doesn't spread or get into other acrylics. So like you could use it for an ombre and then ombre a nude over it and it will not spread. This is why I'm talking about these work like pigments. With this particular one, they were blending together. So I would highly recommend capping over the red if you need to use this color, because in with this particular set she wanted this color. I should have gone in and just capped with a clear layer of clear acrylic and then gone in and ombreed with the nude and then capped with another layer of clear. Hopefully that makes sense. Basically all I'm saying is that the pigment was mixing and I had to have a clean monomer and then the other monomer, and it was a little bit of a mess, but we make it work every time, okay? This is how we learn. We make it work. So I should have put a disclaimer. Maybe I'll put it in the description box, but there's a lot of talking in this video. So if you just want to watch the process, just lower the volume, play some relaxing music on your Alexa at home or in the car. No, not in the car. Not in the car. But just lower the volume and just watch. I'm sure when I was editing, it's super satisfying, even with no sound. Okay, so just watch the video like that. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. But otherwise, it's a very chit-chatty video. All right, so on to the next question. Oh, I guess I didn't talk about the ombre part, did I? I did talk about the ombre part, but you're just going to try to blend as much as possible and keep it up high with like the point, the tip of your brush, and then just blend it down. But here you see I put the new monomer there and I'm just like, oh wait, which one do I go in? Super confusing, right? Just, this is if you're using pigments, okay, for colors. This will happen if you do not cap them with clear first and then go in and ombre them. Or if you use a different kind, we had a different red, which is what I was trying to say. I don't think I said red. We did have a different red, but it was too bright for what she was going for. But I would have not had to do or go, through the trouble, because it isn't a pigment. It's mixed with acrylic and it doesn't spread. So I don't know why I feel like, I don't know if it's like teacher's mentality, but I don't know. I'm a self-proclaimed teacher here. I have to reiterate and like repeat myself because it just makes me feel better. I want to make things clear. Okay. All right. So Robin Does Nail asked, what is your favorite part about doing nails? And I think I touched on this before. My favorite part is the transformation, the beautifying, connecting, seeing the reaction to how it makes people feel different and beautiful, and it gives them, it's like a different identity for everyone. I don't know, it's a way of self-expression and I love it. That is my favorite part, or parts, if you want to say parts. But that is a great question, Ramen. Thank you so much. So, we have Amen Jen asked, you ever run out of ideas like creative block? Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. All of the time. Okay. And when that happens, what I do is I go on social media to get inspired. I look for the trends. I'm like, okay, I have a creative block, but it doesn't mean I can't learn what's trending. I can't teach myself, I can teach myself new things. So I just do that in the meantime. And then if, one day I'm just sitting there, I'm like, oh, I want to do this, or something pops up, then it's like, boom, you're done, you're done. And so hopefully that answers your question. Great question. Thank you. And then, so Melissa 0429 asks, she's been doing nails for 8 years and she's not licensed, and it's difficult for where she's at to get into school. There's only 2 schools, and she would eventually like to own her own salon. And honestly, based like on your comment, I completely understand where you're coming from. that is such a common thing. Like, don't, like, you're not alone. And the financial aspect is huge, okay? So that is like the number one reason why either you're held back or you're put on hold or anything like that. So meanwhile, you're like trying to do everything you can, but when it comes to the financial aspect, sometimes it's something that you can't control, you know, because you still have a life, you still have bills, you still have things that you need to take care of and prioritize. So I completely understand. And then so you asked, since you're not licensed, what products you can use. And I would say, you said you got some stuff from, don't get me wrong, you said you get some stuff from Amazon, but Amazon has some gems. You can definitely find good products on Amazon. I know Young Nails is on Amazon, and they have steered away from, they used to only sell to licensed, so you can now get their products on Amazon even, or you can go to their website. And other products that I share, I know you don't need to be licensed to purchase from Tones. Don't need to be licensed to purchase from, you know, all these bigger brands on social media. So yeah, just, I would say, just if you want to branch out and try different, I know again financially it's hard to like try different things, but I would recommend, like, if you want to stick to ordering on Amazon, I know Young Nails offers products on Amazon. You can get their Monomer, their powders, you can get their protein bond. There's some good Kolinsky brushes on Amazon that I have on my Amazon list. They're really good quality. They're made from Germany. And yeah, so hopefully that answers your question, and hopefully, like, obviously, best of luck to you. I hope that you know, your dreams come true, and whenever you get the opportunity to be able to go to school or open your own nail salon, yeah, I just wish you the best. So thank you guys so much for your questions. This was really fun to do, very chatty, again, really fun to do, but hopefully it allowed you guys to, you know, get to know me better. And I've also gotten to know you guys better, because I kind of have an idea of where you guys are at, like whether you're DIY or you're trying to get into nail school but you can't, and just the things that interest you. That's really important to me. So thank you to everyone who commented on the post and asked the questions. It really means a lot to me that you guys are all here supporting. So with this set, you guys, after I finish her ombre, I go in and I shape her nails, and then I go over the entire nail with a Pana tapered barrel safety bit, in case you guys want to look it up. It's also on my Amazon storefront though. And I just go around and shape her nails, and then I buff, and then she washes her hands, and then we go in with chrome, and then her accent nail is a sweater nail. So since I chatted so much, I'm just going to let you guys watch the steps. If you guys have any questions on any of the steps, please feel free to ask. They turned out really cute. She loved them. I had fun doing it. And yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video too. Thank you for spending time with me. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, subscribe, and turn your notifications on so you get notified every time I post a new video. I appreciate your support. Don't give up on learning, trust the process, and have fun while you're doing it. I love you guys. See you in the next video. Bye.